Hey, welcome to Screenplay Junkie. My name's Drew Hellmich, and I love screenwriting and everything there is about movies. But before anything makes it to the screen, it always begins with text on paper. So if you're a fellow addict of film and storytelling, join my brothers, Matt and Bryan, and I as we take a look at various types of screenplays, short stories, and other source material that were crucial to the creation of the stories we all love. There will be spoilers, though, so I do recommend being familiar with the title that's being discussed. Sound good? All right, then let's get started. Welcome back, fellow story addicts, to Screenplay Junkie, episode 50. Drew and Bryan here.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up?
How we doing?
Welcome home, Bryan.
Thank you. Glad
Episode
to be here.
50. This is crazy, guys. Are we at like our podcasting midlife crisis here? We're 50.
You know, it's
Big
crazy.
5-0.
It's crazy because it is your guys' 50th. It's probably my 49th.
Oh, this is true,
You
actually.
Oh.
guys
You
started
weren't-
the first one.
Yeah, we didn't do
without
it
me.
the first
That's
one.
true, yeah.
You weren't around.
Yeah,
You were
sorry.
So next one.
You were unavailable that day.
Probably.
What'd you have, like a test?
Who knows?
Big test?
I don't know.
Big test the next day you had to study for?
We were in the testing stages of the show.
That's true.
Brutal.
50 episodes later. I actually can't believe we're at 50 right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's gone by so fast.
I'm happy. I'm glad we're doing this. This is great.
And thanks to anyone who's been here with us for all 50, if anyone has.
Yeah, really appreciate it. But today we got the 2007 animated film Ratatouille about a rat who's the best cook in Paris.
He indeed is probably. I mean, he shut down the most best critic in Paris.
Remy the Rat. The guy can cook, man. And he can really direct a kitchen. I mean, he's just a born leader. The way he constructed all of his rat family to come together and cook that meal for Ego at the end.
Oh, yeah.
What a finale.
That was unbelievable.
Would you guys eat a meal cooked by like 1,000 rats, a couple hundred rats, after they've been sanitized? They've been sanitized. And they're cooking your meal. Would you eat it?
Yeah, I'd probably do it.
Totally. If they, remember that scene where they'll hop into like the dish, the
dishwasher.
the dish cleaner.
Dish cleaner.
Yeah, that was great. If they hop in there a couple times, then you can whip me anything up. Go ahead.
The only issue, Holm, but what about this though? Like humans wear hair nets when they cook food, but like those rats aren't wearing hair suits.
You're running the risk for
So
a couple
there
pieces
could be
of fur
some
in
rat
there.
hairs in your food.
I'll take that chance.
Clean.
He's cooking like
If it's
Remy. I'll
clean.
take it.
Clean rat hairs.
Yeah, why not? I'll do it.
You guys are in? Okay.
I'm in.
I'm also in. I'm not going to lie. That, like, if it's made by Remy, I mean, he's so talented.
Oh, yeah.
As a chef.
I mean, that's just so interesting. Like, I find that to be amazing. If that was even possible, I'd be like, yeah, hit me with your best shot, as Ego says. Right?
Anybody
Right.
can cook. Well, that's what Gusto says.
No,
Yeah.
I'm with that, too. Anyone can cook. Like, cooking, I don't understand how some human beings, like, say, oh, I can't cook. It's like, what do you mean? Like, all you do is follow directions.
Yeah, just try.
all it
All you
is.
have to do is just
Try it
try.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
All right. Well, I wanted to bring up the whole eating a meal cooked by a rat thing because, like, obviously, most of society views rats as like disgusting, filthy creatures, right?
Of course.
And I mean, there is some history with rats being pretty damn filthy. They spread the disease for the bubonic plague way
Black
back
Death.
when, right? That was a pandemic.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, quick spin zone here. Like, we're in the middle of a pandemic right now, a global
Yes, correct.
crisis.
The corona.
National emergency called yesterday, which is that hasn't been. I don't know the exact date or year, but it's never been pulled for like in the U.S.
It's pretty crazy. It's
Yeah, for like
affecting-
9/11
It's
probably.
affecting
Yeah,
all of
sure.
our lives.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Drew, you have written here that it feels like we're in the plot of an apocalyptic movie in some ways. Like,
Yeah, it
you know,
does.
obviously that's like a really dramatic take because
Of course.
this is it's something that will get through.
Yeah.
I suppose. But how has it affected you guys?
Well, I mean, it just feels like we're in an apocalyptic movie with just some sort of like the steps that have been taken in our country, like shutting down schools nationwide. Well, not nationwide,
not
but like in
traveling,
states, not
restrictions.
traveling, just business being shut down, people working from home, all this sort of stuff that's getting in the way of typical American life, and
Yeah.
people are changing their lifestyles.
I mean, a
because of
movie
it.
itself, the main character Tom Hanks, he's down
Yeah,
with it.
the main character has it right now.
He'll
This
be
is a
he'll be
movie.
fine.
No, he's already like posted on Instagram. He'll be fine,
He'll be fine.
and he like signs off all his stuff with Hanks.
Yeah.
But like nothing I've ever seen before, all of us have never seen before. Like university myself shut down. I've moved to online classes, as many other students have.
Yeah.
And soon to make a decision to trip to Mexico, yes or no, in these next 24 hours. Or not even, probably less. We shall see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you already said it, Bryan, but like I guess, and Matt had said it earlier, but how else has it affected you guys, and what like stories can you share about this experience so far?
I work at a hospital. I can say that like people that are working there, there's like masks going missing, like hand sanitizers.
People are just taking stuff?
Yeah, like the staff there's like starting to like hide the shit or just like put it away in like locked doors because people are like panicking about that stuff. But yeah, other than that, the hospital's running as normal.
Yeah. I mean, I work at a jersey place where we make the jerseys for the Blackhawks,
right.
And since the Blackhawks season has been suspended,
no games.
No games. So and they're our main customers, so we're not getting any orders in. So I myself might be out of work for like a couple weeks here. I don't know yet, but
this damn virus.
It's crazy to see how many other like Americans and workers have lost.
Well, I mean, it's definitely sports, you know.
Yeah, everyone involved with sports has taken a huge hit.
Yeah,
which sucks.
I mean, also, I just got a story because I went to the store the other day just to get beer. I probably looked like such an idiot because we're recording this like St. Patrick's Day weekend, and I went to go get some beer. And while I'm walking the aisles, I was just curious to see how other people are shopping. So I walked through the toilet paper line because everybody's been going crazy about toilet paper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was completely bare. And everybody else's
sick,
carts.
I have to be able to wipe my ass. I just have to.
Yeah, I don't, you know.
Do people poop like 8 times a day? Is that like the normal? And we just don't know? Is that what other people do?
I don't know.
I think this is just giving more people a reason to clog their toilet now, since they have more toilets.
Yeah. But I mean, everybody else's shopping cart was like mounded with just a ton of food, like junk food and like necessary food, like water and canned goods and all these sort of stuff, like if you're preparing for a lengthy time of being at home. But again, I was walking around with 2 cases of beer and a bag of apples. That was it. I probably looked like such an idiot.
Thanks for grabbing those apples for me, bro.
The 2 different kinds of people, the spectrum of, oh my God, this is shit hitting the fan, and then other people just like, eh.
Yeah, right.
Something related to that. I was on Google this morning just like checking it out, coronavirus updates. And one of the top things Googled with coronavirus was, I can't stop eating my coronavirus food stockpile. I'm just like, this is what people are Googling today? Like, you got to be kidding me, people.
A lot of people are ruining their workout routines probably by eating a bunch of junk food.
America is sitting at home right now getting fatter on the couch with nothing to watch because there's no sports. So they're just, they just keep going back to the Cheeto bag. Essentially, that's what's going on.
Dude, this couldn't be more America, though. Like, people are just going out and just buying items they don't need, being materialistic, abusing food.
Right? Gosh.
Just wash your hands.
Hey, man, but those doomsday preppers.
They're loving it.
They're laughing right now.
They're all in their bunkers right now.
I told you this was coming. You're not coming into my bunker. Good. I don't want to be there.
Let's get back to Ratatouille, though. Enough of the coronavirus. Everyone's talking about it.
Stay safe out there,
sick
though.
of it.
Everybody,
but I am curious.
Hygiene.
I'm curious to see how this stuff pans out though in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. We'll see.
But Matt, you had some facts you want to tell us about some rats?
Yeah, sure.
Right? Wait. Let's wait to do that.
We can do that after trivia.
Yeah, let's wait.
Okay.
Let's do the IMDb info, please.
All right. So Ratatouille came out on June 29th, 2007. 13 years old. Pretty crazy.
That's a good release date for a summer movie.
Yeah.
It's like summer based in Paris.
Oh, this is a great summer movie.
Great summer movie. Fantastic.
But 2007, like this is 13 years old, and the animation is still like top of the line.
True. Very true.
It's unreal.
All right, here's the log line. A rat who can cook makes an unusual alliance with a young kitchen worker at a famous restaurant.
Perfect.
Yeah.
They
does the job.
Yeah, right.
Remy the Rat. This movie was directed by Brad Bird. He also did The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Jan Pinkava was the co-director. And it was written by Brad Bird as well.
I guess I have an interesting question. I wonder how different it is when it comes to directing an animated film to an actual, because you don't have...
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think they do, human scene just to see real fast? Maybe conceptual ideas?
It's probably all sketches
Where they do like
You just storyboard a sketch and
Okay.
like,
Yeah, and then they probably go into their
taken.
programs and animate it. But
Yes.
you brought up something about using real life, right, to see how to animate it.
or yeah.
Pixar does that all the time. For example, when Linguini in this movie, like he falls in the river or something to see
Okay.
how to make a chef's outfit and a hat wet. They just had a guy get in the outfit and jump in a pool.
Nice.
And, like they just like had him get out of the pool and see how it looks, take some pictures,
Very
recreate
cool.
it, and then they recreated it in their program.
I love it.
Yeah, it's really cool. This movie was co-written, I should say, or actually the original story was written by Jan Pinkava, and then Brad Bird was then given the rights to like finish the story because Pixar wanted it to be improved. That's Hollywood.
Okay.
Starring in the movie is Patton Oswalt, Ian Holm, Lou Romano, Bryan Dennehy, and Will Arnett is in there.
Yeah, when I looked at the cast line, I really didn't recognize much names
No,
other than
it's
Will Arnett.
basically Patton Oswalt and Will Arnett. Everyone else, Bryan Dennehy.
Yeah,
He's in
Tommy Boy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's Chris Farley's dad, Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Tagline for this movie is a comedy with great taste.
I see what they did there.
All right.
Yeah, very tasty. The food does look tasty. It's not even real. It's animated. It
Yeah,
looks
it's
delicious.
true.
I was like very hungry throughout this movie.
Oh my god,
That's what I like about this film. You know, it gets you going. It gets your hunger going. It gets your taste buds
It's
going.
the juices
It gets you
flowing.
excited.
Yeah,
Definitely.
hungry for some rat cooked meals.
Yeah.
This movie has a big budget, 150 million.
Whoa.
2007 animated movie, 150 million. That's how much that animation costs.
Hit me with
That's
the gross, though,
nuts,
Matt.
man.
Give me the gross.
Worldwide, 623 million.
All right.
So they did fantastic. Pixar. All right, so let's get over to the trivia. This is the first Disney Pixar movie to be produced by Disney after they bought Pixar for $7.5 billion.
Oh, my.
I don't know what year
Yeah.
they did the purchase. Okay, well, yeah, it had to be 2003, 2004, maybe. Well, this came out in 2007, so maybe it was that.
Okay.
But yeah, $7.5 billion to buy it.
That's amazing.
I mean, come on. Has Pixar ever made a bad movie?
No.
No,
I don't
No.
think I disliked one of them.
Exactly.
never. They probably never will. With a Metascore of 96, this is Metacritic's best reviewed movie by Pixar.
No
so
shit.
according to like Metacritic is a combination of all like actual movie critics scores
Yes.
averaged. It's a 96 out of 100.
Whoa.
And it's the best
That's
reviewed
impressive.
animated movie in general by Pixar.
I didn't realize that. Wow.
Yeah, neither
okay.
did I.
Cool.
It's also, so this Metacritic, right? This is like a bunch of critics' reviews combined. It's the 22nd best reviewed movie of all time, according to them. So, like, they love the story of this. Everything about it, critics love.
Yeah.
I think it's like an 8 out of 10 user, so just by normal people.
Okay.
The average Joes of the world like us. This movie's also like a G-rated movie that adults with no kids could have seen in theaters. It's that good. And no one's going to think you're like a creep for being in there.
I mean,
with no
I feel
kids.
like that's Pixar like all the time, no matter what the
Yeah,
rating is.
how old
True.
you are.
I mean, we just saw Toy Story 4, right?
It's great.
Was that PG or G?
Fantastic.
Probably G.
Probably G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so pet rats were kept at the studio in the hallway for more than a year so that the animators could study the movement of the fur, nose, ears, paws, and tails. And that's how they animated it
That is so
for
impressive.
the movie. Yeah, I mean, it's just, they
That
go
is
all
so
in,
cool.
man.
Studying,
They go
man.
all
Yeah.
in. Would you guys like to have rats around your workplace, just like hanging out?
I knew I was
going
going to make $600 million.
If they're cool.
Yeah, I mean, rats are pretty cool. I'm going to get some rat facts going here in a couple minutes, but we'll get there. So Patton Oswalt's character, Remy, that rat had 1.15 million hairs rendered on their system, their animation system. Unreal, okay? And
That's
Colette,
disgusting.
right, the girl who's the
Yes.
female lead, she has 115,000 hairs rendered. So that's 10 times as many hairs. And I guess an average person in real life has about 115,000 hairs. So, like, they replicated the amount of hairs a real human has on that female character.
Detail.
Crazy.
Crazy amounts of
I know.
detail.
It's just, it's like, holy shit. How much work did they spend on hair?
Yeah.
And then think about everything else they had to do.
It's, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like, detail. That's, like, everything with Pixar. But to save time and money, the human characters were designed without toes. So if you, like, took off their shoes, they had no toes.
That makes sense,
I don't know
though.
why they would do that, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
there's
it
no
really-
reason to give
Why
them toes.
model
You
the
never
things
see them with
that
bare
you don't need?
They're not barefoot, so
Right.
no toes. You don't need them. Could you imagine not having toes? That'd be so weird. We'd all be like waddling around.
It's just, yeah.
So Auguste Gusteau, it's an anagram. So like the first name August, you could spell Gusteau out of it.
Okay.
Huh. Very
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that. Just more Pixar
Gusteau
getting
sounds
detailed.
French, you know?
Very
Gusteau.
detailed.
Yeah.
I can't. Does anyone else have that? Like famous, like real people?
I don't know.
Or isn't like Voldemort? Anagram
That's
for
Tom Riddle. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
race car is race car spelled backwards.
This is true.
True.
All right. The ratatouille dish prepared by Remy is the alternate variation of ratatouille in real life. It's called confit bialdi, and it was adapted by film consultant Thomas Keller. The variation differs much from the conventional ratatouille in terms of preparation and method, and the major difference is that the vegetables used are sliced very thin, and they're baked instead of cooking them in a pot. And I think, Bryan, you have the exact recipe, right, to make ratatouille?
The exact Disney Pixar recipe.
What are the ingredients?
Whoa, they came out with a freaking recipe?
Let's cook it.
So the ingredients. First, you want to get your sterilized utensils, lay them out in a nice bowl on the side.
Got them right here.
Let's use some messy utensils.
So we
please.
need a 1 6-ounce canned tomato paste.
Check. Got it.
Not 7, 6. A half onion chopped,
right.
white onion. 1/4 of a cup of minced garlic. 1 tablespoon of olive oil. 3/4 of a cup of water. Salt and ground black pepper to taste. So you can go heavy or light. It's all up to the user. 1 small eggplant, trimmed and very thinly sliced. 1 zucchini, trimmed and very thinly sliced. They got bold thinly here.
Okay.
1 yellow squash, trimmed and very thinly sliced. A red bell pepper, cored and very thinly sliced. All right, it's very thinly sliced.
Yeah, we don't need
yeah,
to say
got
that
it.
anymore.
I got
We
the
get
key
it.
made. It's all there.
We saw that in the movie, too. Like, you could tell.
Yeah.
Correct. 1 yellow bell pepper, cored. 3 tablespoons of olive oil to taste. 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme leaves. 3 tablespoons of mascarpone cheese. Never heard of it, but it sounds great.
Carbone cheese.
And it takes 45 minutes to prep and 45 minutes to cook.
Has anybody eaten ratatouille here?
No.
Never. I always thought in the
that
movie,
sounds
too,
fantastic,
it looked like pepperoni or something in there, but there's no meat.
No meat at all.
It's all vegetables?
It's all vegetables,
With
yeah.
a sauce on it? Is that what it is?
Yeah, It's a peasant dish
Yeah, that's how it was described,
for
right?
peasants.
I would definitely try. I've never seen it like at a restaurant on a menu. I've never seen it anywhere.
Yeah.
Same, man.
Never.
There's
I'd love to
noodles-
try it.
There's noodles in it, too, right?
No.
No noodles?
It's all plant-based.
Cool.
Nothing.
All right,
Dude,
yeah.
let's make it. Let's make that exact Pixar recipe one day.
Bryan, just go make it right now.
All right. Be right back.
All right, you haven't... Get up. What are you doing? Go make it.
Gosh.
Okay, we'll keep rattling through here.
All right, rattle through.
Okay, so Pixar was worried that the general public wouldn't know how to pronounce the title, so they spelled it phonetically on all of the posters and trailers. So it had the hyphens of how to say it out loud because we're stupid Americans and we don't know how to pronounce things.
I don't know how,
Ratatouille.
What would you think would say?
Ratatouille.
I don't even know. I'd see Ratatouille so much, I don't know how you'd else pronounce it.
I mean, you'd probably just, instead of saying we, you'd say Lee, like Ratatouille.
Yeah, instead of Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Okay, true.
Yeah.
Phonetically.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Disney and Pixar were planning to bring a French-produced Ratatouille-branded wine to Costco stores after the movie was released and very popular. But that was until the California Wine Institute complained, suggesting that a wine sporting cartoon characters from a kids' movie would only encourage underage drinking.
Totally. That's just exactly what you think when you're a kid.
So there's no Ratatouille wine in stock at your local Binny's. I'm sorry. But you can print out some pictures of them and slap them on your own wine bottles.
Very true.
If you want to look at them. So the original story, right, is by Jan Pinkava, and then Pixar gave the story over to Brad Bird, the guy who wrote and directed Incredibles. And parts of the original story that he killed off included Gusteau. Like, Gusteau was apparently supposed to be alive, and he killed him off, made him a ghost. Brad Bird, the guy who ended up finishing the movie, he also gave larger roles to Skinner, the bad, evil chef, the midget guy, and Colette, the woman that is Linguini's love interest. And he also redesigned the rats to make them look more like rats in terms of the cartoon.
Okay.
I dig it.
I've also read that part of the original story was supposed to take place in the catacombs below Paris. Apparently, this is where like the rats were supposed to have a home.
Yeah.
And the Brad Bird guy, he cut a lot of that too. And you only see like one short section when Remy like reunites with his family and they're underground.
Yeah.
That was apparently a lot more stuff was supposed to take place down there.
All right. I like the catacomb idea.
Yeah, it would.
do I.
It's pretty cool. There could be like some scary stuff down there.
Yeah. There could have been like rat predators down there they were facing
horror
or
movie
something.
real quick.
Yeah, like
Kind of like in
cats.
Finding Nemo
like
in the
stray
beginning.
cats or something.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Oh, Ratatouille Part 2. Let's get on it, guys.
The war.
Yeah, the war beneath Paris.
Yeah.
Ratatouille 2. The war beneath Paris. Coming to a theater near you. All right, so the villain in Ratatouille, the head chef guy, Skinner, he tries to put Remy in a box right at that one point. He puts him in a cage in the trunk.
Yeah.
And this character, Skinner, was named after behavioral psychologist B.F. Skinner.
Oh, dude.
Who was known for the Skinner box, where he placed rats in boxes and trained them to push a button for food.
Makes sense, dude.
He didn't treat his rats very nicely, apparently.
No.
Animal cruelty. We're against that.
Lab rat,
We don't
dude.
like that.
Freaking lab rats.
Lab rats. At around 59 minutes, the window shop displaying dead rats actually exists in real life. First of all, did you guys notice that in the movie there's dead rats shown at one point?
It was
No.
terrifying.
Right. It is, especially for like you've grown to like Remy.
Yeah.
And you're
Well,
like, whoa.
I was just thinking like if you were a
Really?
child watching that.
Yeah. It's reality though.
You just tell them that they're sleeping.
Dude, what a weird shop. Just putting dead rats in the window.
Yeah. As if they know the rats are like sentient.
Like it's like, do you want bugs in your store?
Oh, that
Exactly.
too. Yeah, flies. The flies. They're gonna be
Yeah. Like what?
It's just not sanitary.
No.
Yeah, but that building apparently they like saw it in Paris and like recreated it. It's like a real thing.
All right.
They real life. They displayed dead rats.
It was effective.
It makes no sense. So there's a couple Pixar trademarks, Brian. I think you have one too. Nearly every Pixar movie shows the Pizza Planet truck from Toy Story, and it's in this movie around an hour and 15 in. You see the truck on a bridge.
I really like how they do this.
And it's really like discreet because I didn't notice it at all.
Yeah, I mean, apparently they slid in the fact too that right at the end of the movie, when Ego asks Remy to surprise him for dessert, these three pans behind Remy in the kitchen form Mickey Mouse. So
Ooh.
Disney's just like, yep, we own Pixar
Plug it.
now. Mickey Mouse. Yeah. What's funny too is like Pixar and Disney popped those things in, right? But they also wanted to pop in like marketing stuff for other companies, right? Product placement
Makes sense.
in
Yes.
movies. It's big. It helps them fund it or whatever, get some
Yeah.
money. Well, marketing tie-ins that proved to be really problematic for this movie because no food company, none of their products, they didn't want any of their products to be associated with rats. Like they didn't want their rat using, Coca-Cola, for example. Like those companies, they didn't want to
that's-
be involved, which is ridiculous because this movie made $600 million.
It's true. I mean, it's kind of hilarious, like to think it's just an animated movie. Like, they really think their company is going to be on the line for something? I don't know.
No.
I guess they just you're
It's
at that
weird.
high,
That's
you're at that high
definitely weird.
state. You just got to overthink everything
Right.
and really
Weird
try to make the
perspective.
best decision.
I mean, I get it. From a company standpoint, I understand it. Other movies that star rats, main characters is rats. What
I
do you
know.
got? What do you got? Willard.
Willard, yes.
Yeah,
With
nice.
Crispin Glover.
So what's that about?
And the remake. Well, there was an original one. Don't know what year that came out. And then Willard, I think, was in the 90s. And that one's about where this guy, Crispin Glover, he's just like this really strange character. And he befriends like a colony of rats. And he teaches them how to kill people.
Sounds like the
my
Pied
gosh.
Piper of death.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane. Other movies that have rats? I mean, Stuart Little, right?
Yeah.
That's a mouse.
I forgot about
rat.
that.
Got it.
Mickey Mouse?
Yeah,
That works.
Yeah. What about Rat Race?
There's no
Rat Race.
Yeah.
With that comedy with like Seth Green?
Yeah,
There's no rats. But
I know, but the rat's in the title. And what's that guy's name in that? Like Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got Tale of Desperado. It's a
Tale of Despero, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That was a book.
It's a novel.
What about Mouse Hunt? Remember that one?
Yes.
Where the two brothers like own a string factory.
Yeah, I remember that
a
movie.
mouse just like terrorizes them and is much more intelligent than they are.
Yes.
That's like all I got with mouse movies,
I'm
rat
sure there's other
movies.
stuff, yeah.
Um,
Well, there's a Stephen King one.
really?
Midnight Shift Graveyard Shift.
Oh, what's that? What happens there?
It's just about big ass rats in the basement of a factory.
ew.
How big?
Like huge, like as big as dogs.
Oh,
That would be the most terrifying thing in the
you
entire
gotta
world.
you gotta kill those. Those are like skeevers in Skyrim.
Nice.
Take them out. Just take them out.
Skyrim makes its way into the show.
All right, back to real life rats though. What are pet rats like? What do you like? Would you guys want a pet rat? You think at any point in your life would that interest you?
I mean, I don't know. Like it's kind of like having like a guinea pig or a hamster. Like
For me,
you just put them in a cage. Like they don't really do anything.
Hard no.
Hard
me.
no,
I don't think
too.
I'd want. But here's some rat facts. So they live about 3 years in real life, and owners apparently people that have rats compare them to having dogs. Like they think it's really similar, which I think is kind of crazy. But I don't know. Let's find out. They're nocturnal, I guess, so they're mostly active at night. They actually require a fair amount of attention and exercise time outside of their cage. It's recommended that you give your rat at least an hour of exercise a day outside the cage.
You just throw a leash on it and walk around.
Apparently, I don't know. They're really social creatures, so they recommend you don't just have one rat, you got to have another one because your rat will be very depressed if he's by himself.
Okay. It's a good colony.
Male rats are called bucks, females are called does, and rat babies are called pups. So I don't really know who the hell made that up. I thought they were all
Makes a lot
just
of sense.
rats. I thought they were just called rats, but
Makes
no,
sense.
they're called bucks, does, and pups.
Okay.
Here are 9 awesome pet rat tricks that you can start teaching your rodent friend today. So here, you can teach your rat how to come to you when you call its name. They can know their name like a dog.
Nice.
They can understand that.
Come here, Remy.
You can teach your pet rat to like hop onto your shoulder for a ride, walk around with your rat. Go on public with your rat.
I mean, have you seen that one video? This is pretty vague.
The rat
description,
taking a shower?
but- No, not that. It's like it looks like it's a. It looks
never
like it's
seen
like
that
a.
video? Google it.
I mean, the guy looks pretty dirty, so I don't know if he's like a homeless guy, but it looks like he has like a rat and he's holding like a stick and it jumps up like a gymnast and like does like a freaking like a gymnast move around this stick.
The bars, the 2 bars where you
Yeah.
like swing to.
Yeah, it was like unbelievable.
What, like flips off and lands it?
Yeah, and like flips
Very
off and like
acrobatic.
goes onto his shoulder or something.
That's incredible.
It was crazy.
I'm gonna have to YouTube that,
Anyways.
and also YouTube the showering rat.
Okay.
ride. It's hilarious.
Do you guys think Remy is the most popular pet rat name, just how Buddy is as a dog?
Maybe, very likely. I don't know. We could look into that. Here's another thing you can teach your pet rat, though. You can teach it to like stand on its 2 legs. So Remy, he's doing that all the time in the movie. Apparently,
Yes.
they can do that. You can play fetch with your pet rat. You can train your pet rat to jump through hoops. You can train your pet rat to give paw. You can teach them to jump on command. You can teach them to like weave through poles,
Nice.
through like cones or whatever. And you can teach them to be a rat burglar, which I don't know what the hell that means, but this website
Steal
is saying
stuff, man.
that you can teach a rat to be a thief.
Yeah.
Sounds like a money business for me.
Yeah, it sounds like Willard. Get a bunch of rats, teach them to steal, maybe kill some people. Just do your dirty work.
Script info. We already said the writers earlier, but let's just say them again. Written by Brad Bird. The original story was by Jan or Jan, no idea.
Jan.
Pinkava.
Let's go with Jan.
Jim Capobianco and Brad Bird. We don't have a draft date, but the script is copyrighted in the year of 2007, and it's 116 pages. The script version we read is exactly the same. Would have loved to see an earlier draft, but I mean, how'd you guys feel about it?
I mean, it's just like you said, as the same. Knowing the movie so well because I've seen it, it was such like a nice little mental image to walk through and just kind of read and just be like, oh, skim here, let's read this part. Like, oh, this is a great part. I mean,
It's like watching the movie
I like
in your
exactly.
own head.
Yeah, it's super interesting just to read a story like that.
It would have been nice to hear some like differences though. Like I wish we had some to
some
discuss.
scene differences.
Just to be like,
totally.
like, what if this was in the movie? Like how we
Something
usually do with some
new,
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I like our whole plot that we already created earlier, where there's a battle
The war?
between the rats and the cats in the sewers, and Remy has to like provide food for like all of them. So it's like ants, maybe like when the ants fight the grasshoppers or whatever. Mm-hmm. It could be like that.
Or it could be like
Underground.
rat versus rat. Like they would want to raid the restaurant and then they just like.
Or the rats make an alliance with the dogs, and they get the dogs on their
Jeez.
side, and then they rob the local military surplus.
Okay.
Yes. Surplus.
I don't know. The wheels are spinning now. I'm stuck in the mud, guys. We'll come back to this.
All right.
But we got plot points for Ratatouille too.
Well, I just wanted to say I enjoyed this script way more than Shrek because, unfortunately, the version of Shrek that we were able to find was just not very good. It wasn't what I expected, because this is only the second animated script we've ever read, and I just wanted to see how a writer handled an animated film in the writing process, because I knew nothing about it. And it looks very similar as far as you'd find a normal script when you see physically of the people on the screen, right? Like real people. But what I noticed with this one is that this guy, with his description and stuff, you can just go way crazier with it because it's animated, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking, because like this animation films allows your imagination just to run.
Yeah.
You don't have any constraints. I mean, yeah, just like when it comes to basic story structure, but any ideas, you can make it happen.
Yeah, and the writer himself is an animator.
Yeah, so he knows exactly what is capable, or what is possible, and what they're capable of doing. So that's more of what I was interested in seeing, is just like the descriptions he was using. Yeah,
his vision on paper that then he put forth to the animators, and then they created.
Yeah,
it's just it's different.
Let's talk about the concept. So this story is really layered, what, maybe like Ratatouille?
As all Pixar films are.
Very true.
Yeah. I mean, because the main story here is about a rat, Remy, who wants to become a cook. And, I mean, just saying that, it's great, because rats, rodents, pests are the enemy of where the story takes place, at a restaurant.
Yeah,
completely the opposite.
Yeah,
that's why it's great. In real life, you got rats, you got mice in your restaurant, and a health inspector sees that. You either shut down or you get like a horrible grade. Like, people walk into your store and see the D health inspection rating on the wall, and they're like, I don't want to eat here.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, rats no good in restaurants.
So I mean, just that, like, it's very simple. Like, think, like, if you were to say, oh yeah, look at that, a rat as a cook, right? Because they're complete opposites. But I mean, it's just so simple and effective, I think. Also, I mean, even just like Gusteau, right? The message of this film, anyone can cook. I mean, cook specifically here, but anyone can do anything. But like, it's a general message. Like, if you want to do something, just go do it. Like, stop thinking about it and just go try and do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Try it out.
I wonder if Gusteau is. I wonder if they like came out with a cookbook, like a Gusteau cookbook. Maybe, I don't know.
Did.
Oh, Pixar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to. If they haven't
maybe
yet, we should do it for them. We'll give them a little royalties.
Oh yeah, it exists. You can get it for like $20.
Damn it!
Really?
Yeah.
It's already been done.
Anyone can cook.
What about Gusteau? What about the Gusteau frozen food products?
The burritos, the frozen burritos. That was funny.
Oh, the guy's such a loser.
Just trying to take it to America.
I know.
With frozen burritos. Is that like a shot against Americans right there? We don't want real Gusteau food. We just want his frozen burritos.
Well, the thing about Americans was the corn dogs.
Oh yeah. I don't even know the last time I ate a corn dog.
They're amazing.
Yeah, the last time we all went to the county fair and saw the biggest pig award. Corn dogs and funnel cake.
And watch the pig races.
Tarnation.
I mean, we kind of already talked about this a little bit, but did you guys feel bad for Remy? Right? And it sounds weird because it's like, they're making you feel bad for a rat, right? Yeah. Like, when would you wake here? We live in the woods. We have rat traps in our house.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
I thought I did. Yeah.
So did I, man.
Because I just look past it as not being.
What parts did you feel bad for him? Like what?
I don't know. Probably the beginning when he's getting chased with a 12 gauge. You know, that's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, he's getting shot at.
Right. Just like him, like I think like his dad was saying, like, we're rats, we can't cook. I think they have like a confrontation. He like runs away.
Yeah, I mean, there's
when
one
Remy
scene
runs away
where he like him and Linguini like discover each other. Basically, they do a scene where he's like cooking in the kitchen, like using his hair to control his body, which is ridiculous itself.
Yeah.
And then somehow they get separated, and then Remy's on the street running away because people are trying to kick him and kill him. And it's just like, oh yeah, like he's reminded again, like he's a rat.
Oh, is that when he falls off like the motorcycle scene?
Yeah, and then he like goes down the sewer drain, I think, or something.
Yeah. Well, it just
that makes you feel bad for him.
It just sucks, like for Remy. I mean, of course, this is all fictitious, but he's in such a weird place. He doesn't fit in with his rat colony. He doesn't fit in the kitchen, right? Because he's a rat trying to be a cook. So he's stuck between like trying to be a rat and like trying to be a human at the same time.
Yeah, I like how he's like walking on his two legs a lot too. And
yeah, it's great.
His brother's like, if Dad sees you doing that, he's gonna be mad. He's like, I have to keep my hands clean. I'm a chef. I'm a rat chef.
Stop eating the garbage.
Great.
Remember when he died in the beginning of the movie when they got struck by lightning?
Yes.
To cook his mushroom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whole movie over. 10 minutes in, electrocuted rats.
Well, he's got this crazy sense of smell, right? That's how he's able to figure out what goes well in these dishes that he's making. And it's funny that he gets the position of being the poison sniffer in the colony.
Yeah.
That's what his position is.
That's where his talent is utilized. Hey, is this poison? We're good.
I think this story also does something very differently as far as telling its story through its characters. And what I mean by that is because when the movie starts, we start with Remy, right? We start with Remy. We see where he is in the countryside. We hear him talk. He's speaking to us. Mm-hmm. He's speaking to his rat brethren.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
rat brethren.
But that's like an animated, like a thing you see a lot in animated films is animals speaking, right? Mm-hmm. Or animals speaking to humans. This kind of crossover where they're able to converse with each other. But
Which
then,
would be so cool.
Yeah, and then when he gets to Paris, though, we see it from his perspective. And then once he meets Linguini, it starts to become Linguini's story, but also Remy's at the same time. But it's weird because we start out hearing Remy talk to us, and then when Linguini and Remy are together, we only hear Linguini talk because they can't communicate to one another. It's very strange. I've never seen anything like that before.
Where they don't... You're just saying, maybe just because it's mouse to mouse, they have their own talking language. And then,
right.
Then it's like comes back to reality. Like right now, we can't talk to mice.
Yeah, but Remy could understand English, which was incredible. And he could read. He could read.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, that's true.
Like, it's just very weird because in the beginning, right, we hear him talk, and then all of a sudden, once we get to Linguini, we never hear Remy talk anymore, unless he's by himself.
It's interesting.
You know,
how a main character like that just all of a sudden doesn't have any lines.
Yeah.
Just is pointing at stuff.
The other talking point we wanted to say was Anton Ego. I mean, we could go through every single character here because all of these people go through these changes. And it's not just Remy. It's pretty much like everybody. But I want to talk about Anton Ego because this guy is painted as just such a dick.
An
in
ass.
the
He's so
beginning.
tall, too.
You do not want to meet this guy.
Center, like, big, tall guy. He could easily dunk without even jumping, it looked like.
Yeah.
Especially compared to the head chef, the bad guy.
Yeah, Skinner, yeah.
Yeah, him and Skinner just, like, two different worlds compared to, like, vertical height.
Well, I mean, Anton Ego, so he's this pessimistic food critic, right? And he's great because, I mean, everybody's a critic. It doesn't matter. I mean, we're doing it right now. We do this every time we record an episode. We do this when we do the quick movie reviews on our Instagram page. Cooking, in this case, art, it's all subjective. It doesn't matter. Everyone has their perspective on whether it's good, bad, whatever it is. But we have this bullet point. Is there any other real life people that you can think about that are ego, the top critic in their specific field?
Yeah, like someone who just because their opinion, whatever their opinion is, everyone else is going to think it just because they're like top dog.
Yeah, but it's like, how does that person even achieve top dog status as a critic?
It's weird. I wonder.
We said Roger Ebert, for movies, right?
For movie critics. I think you could say like someone like Stephen A. Smith in sports. If they have an opinion, a lot of other people are just going to assume that opinion.
Yeah. Sure.
I guess it's just like you've been writing for a while, and then it's just like how like we're building a fan base for Screenplay Junkie. Like you just build a fan base for your own literature that you like put out and all that.
Own brand.
And then it's just like, oh, now you have over 100,000 people that are reading your stuff. Like you must know what you're talking about. What
about like Guy Fieri for food, like diners, drive-ins, and dives? Like just because he says, "Oh, this place is burgersthebomb.com," and then like
makes me want to eat there,
and then everybody flocks and hey, let's drive a few towns over to that place because Guy Fieri said it was good.
I would trust Guy Fieri if he said there was a place near us that he went to or whatever. I'd be like, oh, dude, Guy Fieri said this place is good. I'll go there. Sure.
What's another one of his like slogans? You guys got any?
Bomb.com, Flavortown. I don't know.
What else? Any other ones?
I would love to see Remy and Guy Fieri hang out.
He probably said knuckle sandwich at least once.
Or maybe he just gives you like, oh, fist bump, dude. Way to go, man.
But I would love to see Remy and Guy Fieri hang out.
Yeah,
that would
be
tight. What if freaking Remy or something controls Guy Fieri?
Oh my god.
He's like hanging out behind his sunglasses on the back of his head.
That's why he spikes his hair up so no one can see inside.
Because there's a rat in there.
Yeah. Or something. Just maybe I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, let's get back to Anton Ego, because there's this when he's like writing his review of when he goes to Gusteau's, there's this great passage of what he says, and it goes like this: in many ways, the work of a critic is easy. We risk very little, yet enjoy position over those who offer up their work and themselves to our judgment. We thrive on negative criticism, which is fun to write and to read. Which, yeah, it's true. I mean, we go on IMDb and we love to read bad reviews because they're kind of funny.
Everybody loves bashing stuff.
But the bitter truth we critics must face is that in the grand scheme of things, the average piece of junk is probably more meaningful than our criticism designating it so. But there are times when a critic truly risks something, and that is the discovery and defense of the new.
Yeah, his little speech at the end is it's
Dude,
so great.
Maybe that's why critics like this.
Yeah, like whoever like handwritten at this portion at the end of like what he wrote, like it's perfect. I could just listen to it over and over again because it's so like heartwarming in a way.
Yeah, I mean,
very
it's
well
true.
spoken. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's good perspective. It's like I mean, that whole passage is him saying like, that food was amazing, and I don't care like who cooked it. I accept that it was a rat that cooked it.
Yeah.
So he's like defending that. Like he doesn't say that, right? Even though they allude to the fact that the restaurant was closed because the health inspector they let go, so they found out the rats cooked the meal.
Yeah.
And then he like lost his whole reputation because he like defended a rat as a cook. But it's just awesome. Like he's like, I'm gonna risk this. I don't care. This is great.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, at least in the movie, he lost his like position and respect as a critic.
But
right?
then he became the owner of the new restaurant.
Yes, exactly. And that's probably
because the
what he always
Ratatouille
wanted
dish
to
brought
do.
him back to the is how like heartwarming like being a child. You know, I feel like that was like the ultimate.
It seemed like it turned him into like a good person. Just one meal changed his whole life.
Oh, we were talking about a fan theory earlier. I'm glad you said he went back in time because you said something earlier that was
So like after like further research, fan theory at the beginning of the movie when Remy and his like squadron is being chased out of the house by the 12 gauge grandma. There's like freeze frames and like screenshots of just like kitchen layout and like weird baskets of fruit. Like here's the faucet, here's where the knives are stored. And towards the end of the movie, when they fast forward back in time, the same house of Anton with his younger mother, it's the same layout kitchen. So fan theory to believe the grandma is Anton's mom.
Crazy.
That's
That
pretty
old
crazy,
lady,
man.
Pixar. Old
Pixar,
lady with
the
the
show.
shotgun is supposed to be the critic's mom.
Correct.
Insane.
Which now my brain goes, it's like then Ratatouille would know, but then he'd have to be like 50 years old. He would, if he was still rating the
Remy
house,
would know?
Remy, yeah.
he
probably
probably
like his
was
mom
alive.
would see him cook Ratatouille, so then he knew, I'm going to cook Ratatouille because this is going to bring him back to being a child.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. I mean, there's so much like stuff that is connected here, and it's fantastic the way they strung this story together. It's pretty amazing, and that's why reading the script, I think for me at least, it was able to see it more than watching the movie.
Did you watch, because you said it was the first time you saw it, did you watch the movie first?
This was the first time I've ever seen this movie. I'm kind of embarrassed to share that, but
Did you watch it first or read it first?
I watched it first, yeah,
Okay.
and then I read it. Yeah.
That would have been interesting if you had to read and then let your imagination run when you didn't know what was happening.
I wanted to watch it first. I didn't know if like the script version we would have had differences, so
Okay.
I just wanted to watch it first so I'd remember more, but
That makes sense.
it didn't happen.
I usually like to do it that way, personally,
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
I've seen it a few times. It's a great movie. I'll watch it. I'll watch it again.
I think while we're here, let's final thoughts, right? I mean, is there anything else we want to talk about? We didn't really want to talk about the plot. These are kind of the main things we wanted to discuss, but
We assumed, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this was like my idea for this episode. I had the just inspiration because we just have Disney Plus at school, and we had like a weekend where we were just binging Pixar. So we watched from like A Bug's Life to
oh, dude, that's
Oh,
Toy
you
good.
Story
did?
4. Yeah, it was
that's
crazy.
cool.
It was fun.
How was
a lot
that?
Of fun.
Like, yeah, how many did you get through?
So
Did you go
that's
like chronologically, or was it like scattered?
it was just like scattered. So
Okay.
like we had like A Bug's Life.
Did
and
you do
then,
Incredibles?
Did we do Incredibles?
Yeah.
Incredibles 2. Yeah. What we did?
Oh, you saw the second one. See, I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't either. It's on Netflix. I'm such a sack of shit.
It's probably great, right?
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Jack.
The Screenslaver. That's the bad guy.
Really? The
Yeah.
Screenslaver?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's sweet what he can do.
It's got a cool name.
Okay.
But then like Ratatouille, Toy Story 4, I'm pretty sure we squeezed a what else? It was like an older one. I can't. Maybe the OG Toy Story. I don't really remember, honestly. Not like saying I was like falling asleep or anything, but like I had a good Disney
Shocker.
Pixar
You
binge.
falling asleep
Monsters,
during a
Inc.?
movie? Shocker.
No, not Monsters Inc.
Okay.
I think it was like Zootopia. I don't know if that's Pixar.
I don't think it is.
It's probably not Pixar.
DreamWorks?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe
I'm leaning
I don't
towards
know,
DreamWorks
animated
on
film.
that.
All right. But
It's a good movie.
I have an obsession with Pixar. It'd be crazy to be a part of that team. You got to be a real genius in that computer world, most definitely.
Yeah, you got to be pretty good. Pretty good over there. Yeah.
They do it well. I'm excited for the future and to see what they have to hold because I will always enjoy a Pixar film. I'd give, Ratatouille, honestly, it's my top 3. I have that at my number 3, number 2, Monsters, Inc., and number 1, the original Toy Story, because that's just so childhood associated.
Yeah.
And I'd give Ratatouille a 5 out of 5, most definitely.
I'm with you, 5 out of 5. I mean, it's a movie. It's a kid's movie, but, like, it's for everybody. I was laughing, Drew, because me and you were watching it a few days ago, and our dad was just sitting on, like, the laptop, like, near, like, in the room, but really not watching.
Yeah.
But, like, the movie kept, like, sucking him in. Because it was about, he loves, like, Food Network, so he was like, oh, this is about, like, a rap.
He's a chef himself.
Yeah, he likes to cook. And it was just, like, cracking me up that, like, after, like, 15 minutes of it just playing in the background, he's like, hey, like, how do I watch this? I want to watch this.
It's like, we're watching it now. Why don't you watch it now?
No, I can't watch it right now, but I want to watch that another time. Okay, it's on Disney Plus, man. But it's just funny. Like, it's a G-rated movie. It's for everybody. It has a great message behind it, right? Accepting someone who's different, even though it's, like, not the ordinary, right? Which is a positive thing to be doing these days. It's a great movie, man. I mean, I could watch it over and over again. It's like when we just watched it the other day, that's not the last time I'll see this movie.
No. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I'll go 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. I don't know. I hate designating stars. I really don't like it, even though I do it every week when I do a freaking movie review.
We're being critics, man.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because you can. There are some movies that I've done on the movie reviews where I'm like, like 2 stars. Like, this is a disappointing 2. Like, I just can't give it a 1. And other times I'm like, oh, great movie, 2 stars. Like, it's like what like I'm like, what am I even doing? But anyways,
I don't know. We do just pull these stars out of our ass.
Yeah.
I mean, that is totally
the star designation is hard, man. It is. Anyways, yeah, this movie's great. This is the first time I've seen it, but this is creeping into one of my more enjoyable animated films. Mm-hmm. I think the story is fantastic. The way they structured it and tied everything in just so. Like, it's just so slick. Everything just works on all cylinders, and
gelling. The
characters involved and the setting, and I don't know, man. I could talk about it for a long time, but it's just great. It's very well done, and I will definitely watch this movie again and probably read it again for sure.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, right now, I just feel inspired to get out there and just start testing what animals can do. Like, let's go. Like, let's go catch some wild animals.
Skinner over here.
Let's catch some wild animals humanely, and then let's just put them in the kitchen, man. Mm-hmm. Put them to work. Let's see what they got.
Give a raccoon a skateboard. You make kickflip. You never know.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then we go viral, man. But we give it all to the animal, and we let them decide what to do with the money.
Okay.
Sure. All right. Ready? Break.
I'm gonna go catch a squirrel. See you guys later.
All right. Bye.
See you guys next week.
No matter what platform you're using to listen to us, I want it to be known that we're available on iTunes, YouTube, and Spreaker. You can also find us on Instagram at screenplay_junkie. If you like our content, please be sure to follow our channels so you can stay in the loop with new episodes and quick movie reviews. Feel free to give us a rating or drop us a comment on any of these mediums. Any feedback or interaction is greatly appreciated. Got any scripts you think we should read or movies we should review? Shoot us a message on our Instagram or email us at screenplayjunkie.show@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. On the next episode, we're going to be doing a movie review of the 2006 sports comedy starring David Spade, John Heder, and Rob Schneider, The Benchwarmers. Thank you for listening. We hope you can join us next time.